Hey guys, welcome to another day on the shop. Today we're working on a GMC. Let's find out what it is. Started up the GMC the other day and it didn't sound good. I don't like this sound. To me, this is the death of my motor, but I'm praying it's not. So let's take a listen. I've got lifters, the ones I needed. So I went with stock lifters. Got some new gaskets, some new GM head gaskets, and some bolts. Some new GM bolts, because they say that the head bolts stretch whenever you torque them down. Alright, here's what we got. Oh, before we do that, let's take a look at this beautiful engine. Let me put y'all up a little bit. There y'all go. Look at how cruddy and nasty those pistons are. Man, those things are gross. But the cylinder walls look impeccable. So, I'm going to leave it be. I'm going to try and clean them up as much as I can with like a little wire wheel. Should knock some of that gunk off, the carbon buildup and whatnot. I got some gummy hands right now. Anyway, my dogs. Let's see what we're getting into. So let's pull this one out. Alright, that one looks good. You can't push it down, so that's good. So that's like a new one. That's how it's supposed to be. Let's take a look at this one. Ooh. Look at that. That is not supposed to be that way. Look at the difference. This one the spring's up, this one's the spring is down, and it is not moving. It'll twist, but... And this is what was making all that racket. With that, I have new ones. Look at that. And see, you can't push these down at all. So, got new rollers. This roller, clean off a little bit. It's kind of scarred a little bit. I'm going to take a look at the cam as well with my little endoscope. And I'm going to stick it down the hole where it was just to make sure that it hasn't damaged the cam. I forgot to mention I got all the torque settings for everything, and the guide that I just put in for the lifters is 106 inches, which is 8 foot-pounds. Rockers are 22 foot-pounds. Intake starting is 44 inch-pounds to 89 inch-pounds. Exhaust is 11 foot-pounds to 18 foot-pounds. Head is the 11 millimeter, or the M11, which is the big ones. Start out at 22, and the interiors do 90 to 90. The exteriors, which is the front and rear, do 22, 90, 50. The M8 do 22 foot-pounds. It's the order you kind of do it in. That's the intake, that's the head. And I will put a link in the description down below to link where I found all that information. So, guides are back in, as you see. And now we're going to get this head in. So, let's do that. Man, I always get scared with torque to yield bolts. That 90, 90, 50 stuff, yeah. I'm always paranoid I'm going to snap it right off. But we got the head in. Head is in. Now, we've got push rods, and then we got the rockers. So the rockers are over here, and they are 22 foot-pounds. Everything's like 22 foot-pounds. I don't get that. But I guess that's good. So you know 90% of your stuff is 22 foot-pounds. Okay, all bolts are in. Everything's hooked up. up front, intake's on, plugs are in, manifold's tightened. Last but not least, I got to put oil in it and then start it up. So I'm gonna do a quick oil change, and then yeah, that'll be it. Oh, and I got to put my cover on. So yeah, stay tuned for a minute. It's time to start it. It's been sitting up under a tree for a week, so it's dirty. Here we go. Alright, fuel pump. Alright. Everything's good. Ooh, sounds good. Alright. Alright. Looking good. Sounding good. Don't wipe myself out of the truck. I don't hear any exhaust leaks. Make sure that top this thing off on water and let it run for a minute and check the oil. And we'll go from there. So total I spent $250, which is right around $300 total with everything said and done. I got everything from Rock Auto. Took a couple days to get here, this, that, and the other. Blah. So we're here. So the roundabout cost of a job like this, I spent $300. Now, in 6 to 8 hours of somebody who's paid almost $100 an hour on top of parts, and then they do a price jump on those parts. So you're looking at anywhere from $1,000 to $1,500 that you could have done on a weekend in your garage with simple hand tools. There's nothing really special I used. It was a 15, a 13, a 10, and 8 millimeter, and a torque wrench. I did use a couple of power tools because it makes it quicker. Other than that, I used a drill to clean up some stuff and a parts washer to clean up the head. So all in all, I saved myself anywhere between what? $1,200 ish dollars maybe by doing this myself and getting it done and have new oil and know what the inside of my engine looks like now. So do it yourself if you can. If you can't, you gotta go and take it somewhere. You don't have time to do it. That's another thing. This is your only means of transportation. You need somebody else to get it done right then. There you go. But for a lot of clanking, check before you start pulling stuff apart, because you could end up doing an entire engine rebuild like I did on an engine, all for a rocker. But I refreshed it, got another 50,000 miles out of it so far. I'll get more later. So, but if you like this kind of content and you like these kind of fixes and whatnot, yeah, subscribe, like, give me a comment down below. Check out Teespring, get you some merch. This is a representation of that. This does not have doors, that does have doors. Check out Facebook and Instagram and also TikTok, and I do have a Patreon. So fixing stuff like this and showing y'all, it takes more time to sit there and video and edit and everything else and explain things, which I could have probably cut my time at least a third if I wasn't videoing and doing this and that and the other. So yeah, but thank you for joining in, and until next time.